Let's see, Kim Cattrall, on the program, the lovely Kim Cattrall. Now, she's got this, here's telling tales out of school here. She got this little story that when she came to town years ago, she had a friend, and she says, well, I don't know anybody there. Maybe you could introduce me to somebody, fix me up with somebody. We can, go out, have dinner, drinks, dancing, that kind of thing, Everything on the up and up. And her friend, who I don't know who this guy is, she won't tell anybody who this guy is. The friend says, well, how about Dave Letterman? That's me.
She was set up on a date with you.
That's right. So whatever happens, it comes, it goes. And then one day she says to the guy, she says, well, whatever happened to my date with Dave Letterman? And he goes, well, he didn't want to go out with you.
I see.
That's her story, and I've never heard that before in my life.
I see. Do you have any recollection of being set up with her on a date?
No, none whatsoever. Now, see, if we knew the middleman, I might be able to put something together.
Let's find out who it was.
Well, she's not going to say.
Well, try to badger her and just come, make sure she reveals it.
All right, I'll do that. I'll try to badger her. Our first guest star is on the very popular television series Sex and the City. Ladies and gentlemen, here's the lovely Kim Cattrall. How are you? Pleasure to meet you.
Pleasure.
Thank you for being on the show. Now, I told that story earlier. Is there any truth to that? Did I have the story about right, or am I nuts?
Well, I have to admit, I feel a little strange being here.
I feel that way every night.
Because I know a lot about you as a comedian on the show, but I learned quite a few personal things about you, too.
Look out! So we have a mutual friend?
Who
is the mutual friend?
Well, I can't really say.
Now, here's where I have to badger you.
Yeah, come on.
Here's where the badgering begins. Is it a man or a woman?
It's a man.
It's a man. What does he do for a living?
He's a comedian.
Comedian. He live in California, New York. Where does he live?
He tours a lot.
On the road?
Yes. Mostly... sometimes off the road. Mostly in California.
California. And how long have you known him?
For about 10 years.
10 years? Where did you meet
10,
him?
15. He is badgering me, isn't he?
No, the badgering
It's going to get worse.
There's no badgering going on yet. And how did you meet him?
We actually had an acting teacher in common.
Oh, all right. Paul, do you have any questions?
Yes. Now, this is a comedian from the West Coast.
West Coast, that's right.
Tours.
Yeah, met about 10 years ago.
Okay. Did this person ever work for Mitzi Shore at the Comedy Store?
Oh, good question. Excellent question.
I'm pretty sure he did.
All right. Yeah. Was he one of Dave's inner circle of comedians that he hung out with there?
Yes, that's a good
Yes, I'm pretty sure he did.
Did he work with? Is he a ventriloquist?
Not when I was with him. I mean, personally, we never dated. We were always friends.
All right. Can you give me like his initials?
No, that would be too easy. You got to badger me some more.
Is he?
He likes it.
Where's he from originally? Yeah, I know who it is. Kipadata.
No, I don't know who that is, but it's not him.
Good guess. Kipadata. All right, can I take a guess?
Yeah, Paul has a guess. Go right ahead, Paul.
Johnny Dark.
Johnny Dark.
I don't know who Johnny Dark is.
Another guess. Johnny Yoon.
His name wasn't Johnny.
All right, his name was not Johnny. Okay. And where was he from originally?
He was from a hot state.
A hot state.
Temperature-wise.
Temperature-wise.
If I tell you exactly what state, you'll know because, well, it's not a very funny state. And if I told you who it was, you would know exactly who it is.
Okay. Oh, wait a minute. Is it Florida?
No.
Oh, well, then I don't know. I thought...
Yeah,
it wasn't a very funny state.
No, that's a funny state.
Arizona.
Arizona.
Okay.
Arizona.
You got it?
He's going to kill me.
Did he have a TV show?
Yes.
Yes. Was it on a cable?
Oh, he knows.
Huh?
Yes.
Was it
Yes.
Johnny Yoon?
Johnny
Not
Dark.
Johnny. No Johnny.
Johnny Dark.
Do you know who it is, Paul? I know who it is.
I'm going to have to flip over the cards.
No,
all the cards.
Okay, I know who it is. I know exactly who it is. And I can guarantee you, he and I never had a conversation about you because had we, likely you and I would be married. Now, can I tell him who it is?
I don't know what to say.
Can I tell him who it is?
Oh.
All right, no, I'll tell you what. As soon as you come back, maybe I'll tell you when you come back here with Kim Cattrall. Tell me if it was Bob Charlot. All right, so I think the guy that you're talking about is Gary Shandling. That would be my guess. Am I right?
Yes.
There you go. How about that?
Got it. So what does this mean?
Sorry, Gary, he badgered it out of me.
I didn't. What does he care? He don't care. But I can tell you, he and I never had that conversation. I hardly ever see the guy. I haven't seen him in years.
I'll have to talk to him
Yeah,
about
and it's just like him to pull something like this where he talks it up and then doesn't tell me anything about it. Keeping all of the good stuff for himself.
Oh, thank you. Maybe he had ulterior motives. Maybe you're right.
Absolutely. How's your 2001 going?
Oh, it's been spectacular so far.
Yeah, this success of the show, I would guess, for one.
Oh, yes, and I just got a job.
Another job?
Yes.
What kind of
did.
stuff?
I'm going to do a film with Alec Baldwin, which he's going to direct with Anthony Hopkins, called The Devil and Daniel Webster.
Mm-hmm.
And I play an editor, a very hysterical
Now, this
editor.
is an old movie.
Yes, it is.
Remaking the film.
It is, yes.
And
yes.
it is a very entertaining movie, isn't it?
Well, I hope it will be, yes.
Well, congratulations. That's nice
Thank
for
you,
Yeah.
thank you. And I was just in Las Vegas.
And that's, I guess, good.
Well, and ordinarily I don't really care for Vegas, but I really had a fabulous time.
I love Las Vegas. I'm telling you, if I can go there like once every 10 years for 3 days, that's it.
Perfect.
I love it. I love it. I can't get enough of it.
Well, it's sort of celebrated kitsch now. You know,
But I've heard now that it's all for kids. It's like all theme parks for kids and stuff, and that's not what you want.
Yeah, it was kind of. It's
Unless
kind
you're
of
a kid, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, there's kids running around, and there's the sort of family gambling in a corner, gambling the mortgage for the next month.
Right.
It's very, very weird.
But now kids can gamble in Las Vegas, right? They've changed the rules. There's no age limit for gambling. You see
I don't
toddlers,
think
honest
so.
to God, working the...
They got a good right arm.
Yeah. And do you gamble?
Well, the only time I've really gambled was the first time that I went to Vegas. As a young actress, I was doing a guest on a show called Vegas with Robert Urich.
Oh, yeah.
And I played this Iranian princess, and I was just terrible in it. They dyed my hair. Oh, it was really a mess. And I was so depressed, I took my paycheck and I cashed it in, and I gambled all of it away.
Man.
I was really, and then I had to sort of take another job to pay the commission on my agent for the job because I had no money left.
But, you know, that happens a lot. People working in Las Vegas because, you know, when the show is done, there's not much to do and you're bored and what else? So you just start gambling and the next thing you know, you've blown the gig.
And the lights in the casinos, it never changes. It's always sort of perennially 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
Right,
so
that's right.
You don't know what time it is.
Well, there are no clocks in the casino. Am I right about that, Paul?
No, that's the thing. No,
Yeah.
and they pump oxygen in.
Yeah. But I'll tell you something. The last time I was in Las Vegas, we were doing this show there, and we went out to Lake Mead and Hoover Dam.
Oh, I did the same thing.
Oh, my God, is that spectacular.
With my mom in the helicopter, we went down into the canyon. It was fantastic.
Really?
Yes.
That seems very dangerous to me.
Well, you know, helicopters can be very dangerous.
Yes.
They're sort of put together. They don't really want to fly.
No.
I mean, everything goes against them flying, but they do fly. And they look like they're put together with sort of spit and gum. You know, you look down there and there's, and my mom was screaming a lot. So I was just like, well.
So they pick you up right in town and take you out to wherever you want to go.
Yes, over the Hoover Dam, over Lake Mead, and the pilot has like a patter. He makes jokes throughout the whole thing, none of which I can remember, but very sweet.
Well, I'm telling you, if you could have remembered some of those jokes, we'd have had something here. Wait a minute. Boom! Zing! So you've received 2 Golden Globe nominations for your role on Sex and the City. Wow, that's excellent. Congratulations.
Thank you.
You know who was Sarah Jessica Parker was on the show earlier this week. She's just very nice. She must be fun to work with, huh?
She's great.
Yeah.
She's a wonderful leader to have for our show. She's very compassionate and empathetic, and nobody works harder than Sarah Jessica.
Yeah. And when you're not shooting, have you guys become real good friends and stuff?
We have, but we spend sort of 6 months in each other's pockets. So when we're not doing that, the show, we just really don't want to see each other.
Right.
I mean, every day for 18 hours a day sometimes.
It's a little much. Well, Paul and I
It
go
is.
through the same thing.
We don't go like the New Hearts and the Rickles. We no longer do that. Go to Europe together.
I have to forgive my friend Paul. I don't know. It's we pump oxygen into his dressing room and he
He's a Canadian, I understand.
And you're married?
I am too.
Yes, you are. Kim is as well.
Where are you from?
Vancouver Island's where I grew up.
Oh man, is that beautiful up there?
Beautiful.
Spectacular.
Gorgeous.
Country, isn't it?
Gorgeous.
You're married now?
Yes, I am.
Good. Well, good for you. Good for him.
Yeah.
Nice to meet you
Nice
again.
to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Period.
Yes.
Kim Cattrall, ladies and gentlemen.